So you're too tired to operate your self-storage facility, but you don't want to sell it. So if you've ever owned a storage facility for many years, you've probably felt the tension. I don't want to sell. I want this to stay in the family. And that's a powerful commitment. But at the same time, the work wears on you. The calls, the maintenance, the marketing, the technology headaches, the responsibility that never seems to end. Trust me, I know. I've owned storage the last 10 years, and I've been through the management headaches and operated them myself. So what if you didn't have to choose between keeping your legacy alive and finally getting back your time? By the end of this video, you're going to understand a simple option that allows you to keep ownership of your facility, protect what you built, and step away from the daily grind of management, all without selling the property outright. So the core concept I want to talk about is the 721 conversion. And this allows you to contribute your storage facility into a professionally operated portfolio, also known as a fund, and receive ownership units in return. You still own a real piece of the portfolio. You don't have to pay capital gains tax. The cash flow keeps coming in, and your legacy is intact, all without you tied to the responsibilities of having to manage the day-to-day operations of the storage. So this is great for long-time storage owners stuck between two choices. Option one, keep the facility, but I have to stay responsible for security, for gate issues, for online systems, the marketing, the management, year after year. Or option two, sell the facility, but I lose the asset that I wanted my family to benefit from in the future. Neither option feels perfect. And that's why a 721 conversion can create such a relief, because many owners stay in the middle. They're not willing to sell, but they're exhausted with the operations. So they burn out, they delay the retirement, they struggle with the new technology and the upgrades, they worry about their kids inheriting a job that they really don't want to have, and they feel guilty just stepping away. So the strain is real, and it's unnecessary. Because there is another way. I've been in your position. I'm proud of my facility. I wanted my family to benefit from it. I'm tired of the burden of operational management. So I did a 721 conversion. I converted one of my properties into the larger storage portfolio funds that I have. And they're run by professional management companies that I own. After I converted the property into the fund, now I have units in the fund and not just ownership of the one asset. So this helped eliminate the security calls at night, the software updates, the gate malfunctions, the tenant problems, people trying to sleep in their units. And I dealt with that for years. So it's all about freedom. Think about what your kids actually want. Most children don't want to manage a storage facility. They appreciate the wealth that it creates, right? They like the checks without the demands of operating it. So this reduces long-term risk. By becoming a part of a larger portfolio, owning a lot of storage assets rather than one, it spreads risk across multiple markets into multiple assets. This creates stability, and it can benefit your family for generations. You're not giving up the facility. You're not giving up your legacy. There's room to grow, and there's room to continue to appreciate and cash flow these assets in the future. So I've met so many storage owners who held their facility for 20, 30, 40 years. It became a part of their identity. But they were tired, and they were ready for life to open up and do something else, not just manage the storage asset. And one of our specific investors did the 721 conversion into the fund, had a large investment in the fund where he got consistent income, got appreciation, still able to help out on the asset with pride of ownership, and yet walk away from the operations. That way, in the future, his kids inherit his shares of the fund, and nobody has to take the responsibility of actually managing the property. So you built something beautiful. You've served the local community with your storage business. You've created a stable, solid, cash-flowing property. Now you deserve to enjoy the next chapter without feeling like you've abandoned all the work that you poured into throughout your life. And the 721 conversion can help you do that by not having to sell the asset, not giving up the benefits of real estate, not having to pay the long-term capital gains or the tax implications of a sale. And at the same time, protect the future, keep the legacy alive, give you your time back. That's the most important asset that you have. And you don't have to choose between just selling or staying overwhelmed. There's another option. This third path is the path that respects your legacy, supports your family, and finally gives you room to breathe. You've worked your whole damn life for this, and you've earned that freedom. If you want to explore the 721 conversion, and if it's right for you, reach out to Patriot. We can walk you through different options about what the facility's worth, what the tax repercussions are, and what the conversion and the income in the future looks like if you were to do the 721 conversion. We'll be happy to give you an evaluation of your storage facility with zero pressure. This isn't about buying your facility, it's about giving you options. And if you're not ready to sell, you could always take a look at our third-party management system where we'll come in and manage the asset for you. You don't sell, and we will maximize the value of the asset through operations. So your legacy matters, your time matters, and I'm here to help you protect both. Thanks.